discussing his first-hand experiences in war, and I would say he's obviously extremely affected by what he's seen, right? He's seen 3 soldiers go down, 3 different soldiers.
Yeah. And that's like an ongoing theme in his poems too.
Well, he served in World War I for a couple years, and right after, I mean, he only died a few weeks before the war ended, which is really sad, but obviously we can see his personal experiences in his poetry. So we could talk about the first stanza, the first guy he sees get killed.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting how he kind of personifies the machines and the weapons that were used, and even like capitalizes them to make them almost like humans.
And then he starts off with an interjection when he says, "Oh Jesus Christ." It really grabs the reader's attention, and then he also says whether he vainly cursed or prayed indeed. So we don't know. It's like really personal because we don't know if he is like out of shock, or like he's praying to God because he knows he's about to die.
Yeah, we don't know if it's cursing or like actually like directly like a cry out to Jesus. Like on that line it says, "Oh Jesus Christ, I'm hit," he said, "and died." It's very blunt, and it's almost to emphasize like the waste of life. Like these people went off to war and they just died. There was nothing more to it. So yeah, it was very simple language that he used.
And then what I found interesting, like the bullets chirped and the machine guns chuckled. They're like verbs that you wouldn't associate with war usually. They're like happier verbs. Like birds would chirp, but you wouldn't expect bullets to chirp. So I thought that was like interesting juxtaposition.
Yeah, how he used like positive words and used them negatively.
So and then the next stanza talks about another guy, obviously, that goes down, and this time instead of "Oh Jesus Christ," it's "Oh Mother, oh Dad." So it's very personal, like a pathos element, and like makes you feel empathy and like sympathetic towards him.
Yeah, and it was another interjection.
But it's like not as strong as "Oh Jesus Christ." It's more. You probably can't compare it to being cursing or to praying.
Yeah.
It's very personal.
And then the really interesting part, like the thing that caught my attention in this stanza, is when he smiles when he dies, and it's childlike. It's another like strong juxtaposition, because he's laying there dead, and he's referring to a child, which is something you don't usually associate with each other.
Yeah.
And then, again, the weapons like mock the dead soldier as they did in the first line, except this time it's like, he's like, "You fool, like you fell for my tricks, like now you're dead, look what I did." Like the machines are proud that they've killed him, so.
And it's almost like when they compare him to a child, like now he's like innocent, almost like represents his innocence. And how like children normally like fall for little tricks like that.
Should we go to second or third stanza?
Yeah.
Okay, so he starts off with the third stanza. Instead of the first one was "Oh Jesus Christ," then it addressed "Oh Mother, Mother," and on the third one it was "My love." And then it was really cool how he said in the second line, "Till slowly lowered his whole face, kissed the mud." So that was a really cool use of like the verb "kissed," because it was like symbolizing death almost.
Yeah, and then obviously his last thought before he dies is his love, which is probably his wife at home. So he was thinking of her when he died, and it's just interesting how he said he kissed the ground, and it's actually really sad. And then Leah said this, you said this earlier, but like it goes from "Oh Jesus Christ, I'm hit," like the strong hit being like physical bullet going into him, and then he sighed, the next guy in the second stanza, and it ends with "moan." So it progresses from like a really strong verb, and then it slowly like gets like more gentle, and then into death. I mean, I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
And also when he is describing the weapons, he uses more negative words compared to the ones in the first stanza. Instead of like chirped and chuckled, it's groaned and hissed. So it's also really.
It's like turned into a monster.
Yeah. Something like really prominent in this poem was like how much power like the weapons in war had, and it like it wasn't just towards one individual. It could kill anyone.
Yeah, so I think we got the gist of the poem. Last Laugh by Wilfred Owen.
Awesome.